Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don back with another review. Sorry I've been absent for a couple weeks, just been super busy. But getting to the plane, this is a Hobby King Decathlon. They've got a couple Decathlons now, but this is the foam one. It's actually an EPS foam model, full 4-channel plane with brushless motor. So this guy it's an Artec plane. It's just a rebranded Artec plane, which is good because they put a lot of development into their planes. Now, the one thing that I had that was a little odd with this plane is it's obviously designed for a nickel metal hydride pack. So the battery location tends to be a little more aft of a LiPo pack because the nickel metal hydrides tend to weigh more. It's more of a brick, where the LiPos give you more power but are also lighter. So one thing that I had to do, and I'll show you in some pictures up here, is by putting the battery, it recommends 1300, which I actually found worked very, very well for this size plane. The battery compartment is sort of directly under the CG, which is not really good enough. You'd have to put a much larger battery, but the battery bay simply won't take it. So I just opted completely out of using that battery bay. I did a couple test flights putting a 1300 in the battery bay normally, and you would have to throw probably, I'd have to guess, probably half an ounce or more of weight in the nose in order to hit CG. That's perfectly acceptable, but I'm a big fan of very lightweight planes. I feel that a plane flies infinitely better as you just start reducing. Just a few grams can make a big difference. So in order to make this fly as well as it possibly could, I actually ended up cutting out part of the fuselage up in the nose. There's an entire compartment where the ESC wires roll through, and that compartment is plenty big. It actually fits a 1300 pack snug, 1300 3-cell, keep in mind, 3-cell, not a 2-cell. But it fits it snug, but the problem is there's no access hatch, so I actually cut it out, and I'll show you how I did it and why I did it that way. So in a couple pictures here, I'm just going to show you basically, I cut it out like this specifically so if I had a header, if I ended up going nose down into the dirt or the gravel or whatever, it won't crunch the nose, right? So if you just popped it out so you could pull this plate straight back, it would end up giving you a real weak stress point down below. So I actually have to kind of shimmy this piece out to the side. But do it however you'd like. I just recommend that in order to get proper CG with a lightweight battery, you do put the battery up in that nose. So you'll have to cut a little bit of foam out. What I did was I basically cut it out and I put magnets on the top and the bottom so it would kind of snap into place. Never had a single issue with it. It was a little bit more of a hassle to change the battery, but I mean, you know, from 3 seconds to 5 seconds of work, whatever. Another thing alteration-wise that I had to do was the struts holding the wings, the little plastic struts. Seemed great, except they're designed to have kind of like a safety release, so you can release it and take the wing off really easily. Well, that with just, you know, like pulling up really hard, the wing loading would actually pop it off. So I wasn't a big fan of that design, and what I actually did was really, really simple, and it was recommended by another user, is there's basically 2 little tabs, I'll try to show you in a picture here, that you can put a small servo screw, you know, all the HXT 900s and stuff, they come with a little screw pack. Well, those screws that you almost never use mounting the servos, that threads right in between those and keeps it from popping open. So I found that to be an excellent solution. But overall, I actually had a ton of fun with this plane. It was a great sort of beginner. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a first plane because in general, I don't actually recommend high-wing trainers as a trainer because they still have tip stall tendencies. As you can see, I'm trying to fly it as slow as possible here, and it's taking a lot of input to keep that thing from fully tip stalling. So, you know, I'd recommend something with a little dihedral to the wings to keep it from tip stalling. But I really do like this plane. It flew surprisingly well, very lightweight when you put that battery up in the nose, and easygoing tendencies. Flies inverted really well too. So pick this one up. I think you'll like it. Also keep in mind I do a flap modification video. I put flaps on this thing, so if you're interested, click the link. I'll put it up here, and I'll also put it in the description. So I'll have a separate flap video with a little bit of flight and how I did it. Alright guys, thank you for taking a look at my review, and feel free to subscribe and keep an eye out for more content coming. Thank you and have a great day.
It's so wobbly.